The information, products, and claims presented in this video and on any related websites or materials have not been evaluated by any official regulatory body. They are intended for informational and educational purposes only and are not meant to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making any changes to your health or wellness routine.
All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to the Life Reawakened show. It is March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hello, everyone. Glad to have you here. We are here today with Jesse Goldman. Jesse, say hello so everybody can see your beautiful face.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for being here today.
Awesome. We are
We're
introducing
gonna have
Jesse
some
to you
fun.
guys for the first time. So that's exciting. All right, everybody. Hello. So officially, let me introduce Jesse to you all. We have a really fun day planned here today with Jesse. We're going to do lots and lots of reading. She has a group reading she's going to kick off with, as well as one-on-one. So today is really devoted to you guys, changing it up just a bit, because the best way to experience or to learn about Jesse and the work she does is to experience it. So you can hit the react button or the more button to raise your hand and get in line. So we'll be taking those one-on-ones shortly. But to introduce you to Jessie, so from her earliest moments, Jessie knew there was more to reality than what most people could see. At just 4 years old, she displayed an extraordinary gift for classical piano, but it wasn't just about the music. This gift awakened something deeper, an ability to perceive the subtle frequencies that most others missed. Her refined sense of hearing, touch, and sight became doorways to understanding the invisible realms that shape our reality. While others saw limitations, Jessie discovered a profound truth. Our world is rich, multidimensional, and teeming with possibilities waiting to be unlocked. Through decades of deep exploration and working with thousands of souls, she's developed a remarkable ability to perceive and interpret the subtle energies that govern our existence. But Jessie's journey wasn't just about developing her own gifts. She discovered something revolutionary. Everyone possesses these abilities. They're not just for the specially gifted. They're our own divine birthright waiting to be awakened. Today, Jessie brings together her lifetime of mastery in subtle energy perception, multidimensional healing, and sacred wisdom transmission to help others reconnect with their own inner brilliance. Her unique approach transcends traditional spiritual practices, offering a direct path to accessing your soul's deepest wisdom. So, Jessie, officially welcome to the call today.
Thank you. That was a lovely welcome. And welcome everyone here today. It's and happy St. Patrick's Day to those who are celebrating. And in Boston, it's even if you're not Irish, you celebrate because
Yes, I
it's
think that's here
just a
as well.
and today let's see what we're going to create.
So today, Jesse's presenting psychic lens miracles. And before we get started, we're going to get started with a group reading. I just want to tell you my experience. So a lot of you saw my email last week and know that my time here at the Life Reawakened show is winding down. And a large part of that is Jesse's session that I had with her. So she really helped me kind of get clarity on where I want to go forward and what I need, what my body needs, what my life needs, and all of those things. So Jesse was instrumental in this shift that I am now awakened to. So Life Reawakened, fitting, right? So you guys are in for a big treat today when she works with you guys and those of you that worked further with her after today. So I'm excited to share that with you. So Jesse, I am going to, I think before we kind of like dive into your story and all that kind of stuff, I think let's do the group reading. You have a group reading for us. I think that will be fun. All
I
right.
do. And so I sat before I have the reading ready for us and it's typically how I work with each person, is that I sit with you prior to our session and intuitively feel the direction and what the environment is. And so today it's very cool reading in terms of igniting your inner light. And I'll share the cards with you. I'll give you a visual of the cards so you can actually have the feeling that comes from the words. And the main point in all of this work is for you to come into a feeling in your body, so that we come down from our mind, all the thoughts and the emotions actually will manifest as a feeling so that you can process through whatever you need to in your life. And and the first card that emerged, and they're from different decks, so I also choose which deck is appropriate for the individual or for this group. Today, I'm smiling just because they couldn't be more perfect. I'll share with you this beautiful image. It's shining through, and it's about the self-expression without any filters or masks. And that's what we're here to do, to open up authentic communication with ourselves and then therefore with others. And in doing that, you really are shining in the world, and that shining extends out. When you share that energy, it's contagious. It's contagious. So we're going to extend that shining through energy throughout the call today and into the healing prayer that we'll do later. And the ground of the reading, so that's just the overall view. And the ground of the reading is letting go. And we're talking about a drop of water as on this perfect leaf, which I think the leaf is perfect for St. Patrick's Day, actually. And it's the number 8, which is actually a number for success and achievement, accomplishment, abundance, which is very curious because our fears of letting go are usually so enormous that we can't let go, or the idea of letting go is something just unfathomable in a way. And what I'd like to share with you through this process is how gentle letting go can be. Because we think we're moving into the unknown, but we all have an inner wisdom of what's available to us. And in the letting go, it allows you, that drop of water is falling in to a greater body of water. And that to me is also expressive of how, when we're not so protected, we actually merge with the greater universe. And that brings us to a feeling of connection. And the next card is really, it's very full. It's patience. And this is a number 7, which is a card of spirituality. And you can see all the phases of the moon and her fullness, as she's sitting very quietly, waiting for what's next. And in the letting go, we're letting go into an unknown. So the energy of what's needed for today and for our group is to maintain a level of patience, to honor ourselves, to sit quietly, to listen to the phases of the moon. It's about being present, and then knowing that something is about to give birth. The next card, and this is just the 3 cards, a sense of ground, path, and fruition is how I see the cards. And this one is gorgeous to me. It's the number 1, which is that of birth. Excuse my throat. It's about our independence. It's about being connected to the universe on a level that we mostly don't take time. And she's completely naked on this perfect lotus, looking at the universe. And here's our cosmic message for today, and how we can all be connected to the cosmic realm and bring that into our ordinary life. We forget. There was something about, just that it is a number 1, so it's a beginning. Uh, and the outcome, I just have to keep smiling because uh, they couldn't have been any better, is the Lover's card. And this is, to me, a card of compassion. It's not about the sexual love. It's not necessarily about a relationship love, but it's, if anything, within the relationship, you see that they're mirroring each other, right? So there's a partnership, and this is, um, for today in particular, a partnership with the universe and a partnership, the connection with everyone on this call, and how interconnected we are if we allow ourselves to actually experience that, and that the sense of isolation can dissolve when we remember. And part of the work today is to remember who we are, to remember the truth of who we are.
I love that. I love that. And then what a beautiful message. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julie says, wow, so insightful and appropriate. Love this. I have chills. Jesse is so gifted. Yeah, it's really, really, I just love the message. It makes so much sense. It's fitting for me, so I hope it's fitting for you guys as well. It really is very fitting. Um, so the question I have is, so Jesse works with cards a lot different than other people that I've seen. How many decks of cards do you have, Jesse?
I should have counted them.
If you had
30,
to 30, yeah. So
probably
she
30 over my lifetime. I mean, I've been doing this a really long time, and um, yeah, I'm
yeah,
very
and,
particular about the flavor of the cards. I do not do traditional tarot. I just don't connect with it. So I use a lot of oracle cards. The Osho Zen Tarot is one that's not as conventional.
And the
So
and the thing that's different about the way that Jessie uses cards is
Mhm.
it's not like she has her favorite decks. She's not attached to any of them. She is more intuits what the group needs. What when I had my session, she went through her decks and she knew which one was the deck that was right for me at the time. So I thought that was just very interesting. And the cards were absolutely beautiful. Sandy said that they're beautiful cards and reading. So I agree. So I just want to make that distinction because I think it's very cool that, Jesse's actually picking a deck. Not only are you getting a reading, you're getting a deck that actually aligns with who you are and what you need. So I think that's awesome. All right, Jesse. So tell us a little bit about your journey. How you stepped into this role as, as intuitive psychic and energy healing. Like, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the ground of my work was that I was always interested in the mystical. So as you mentioned, my early training in piano, I was my teachers were of unconventional faiths. So at 4 years old, my teacher was of the Baha'i faith, and I won't go into what it's just different. And my second teacher was very profound, and she was a theosophist, more of the Eastern tradition. And part of that, I just wanted to preface my work with this because uh, when I was 7 or 8 years old, and her son, my second Russian teacher um, she was brilliant, but she lost her son. Her son committed suicide, who was a genius pianist. And so in the middle of our session, or having lunch in her living room, she would get up and go to the window and speak to her son. And it was an exchange, it was a conversation, and it was just so natural that it was natural for me. And then later, when I knew that I was intuitive, it just became part of the way I communicate, both with people here and those who have passed, because it's an exchange rather than a therapy process. And the
Mhm.
beginning of my work, um, I worked in a private psych hospital as a director of recreational therapy at 21 years old. And I'm mentioning this because a couple of the young patients were amazing and they were receiving shock treatment. So I was always arguing with the doctors and the nurses about that. But but the one young man would disassociate, and he would fly. He said he was flying as a hawk, and he would be describing what he was seeing. And rather than saying he was crazy, I joined him. I connected with him. And when he came out of his so-called psychosis, he remembered that and thanked me.
Wow.
And that was one of the, I'll always remember him. I always thank him for that communication. And so at 21, I had a sense of this, but it really wasn't until I started doing body work and doing massage in my mid-20s. And I had the opportunity to work with a lot of people, and I would put my hands on a stranger and be getting information psychically. They're going through a divorce, they're whatever the information was. And in doing so, I found out, I shared with my sister, who was a nurse at Boston City Hospital in critical care units, and she shared with me that she's doing energy healing on her patients. So we know that somewhere in our lineage, we must have had
Cool.
this, and I won't go into that story, but
That's cool.
so it really.
Interject though, because the first time I talked to Jesse, it was on the phone. We were, I was learning about her and her work. As soon as she said hello, she like, what's going on? Like, I can feel like I don't even remember the words that she said, but it stopped me like, oh my gosh. And like everything she described that was going on with me was to a T. And we had never spoken before. So it was just, so when she says she gets information, she gets
I
information.
get information. It just
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but when you said that, I
no,
was like,
please
oh, I
interrupt. This
remembered
is an
that. So
exchange. No, I love talking with you. It's total delight, and it and see where it brings me. So, and I hope that I prefaced it with, "Is it okay if I share this with you?" I don't I don't like to do the
I
dump.
think you did. I
You
think you
know,
did, but it was definitely like, whoa, like it was just spot on. Like it was, and I've worked with a lot of people and talked to a lot of people, so it definitely kind of stopped me in my tracks. I guess the question I have is you really have developed, over the years that you've done this work, you've really developed this passion for helping people, you know,
Mhm.
find their purpose, step into their gifts, like just really that, like becoming the best version of themselves. So what brought you to that passion? What made you realize like that, okay, I absolutely love this and I know that this is really where I want to help people shine?
Well, it's taken many forms. My work has transitioned, it's evolved over the years and taken many forms. Um, what began my journey was healing my own trauma, right?
Mm,
It was coming from a very, very confusing upbringing, a very toxic upbringing, and I knew, I didn't have the words then, but at 4 years old, 5 years old, I knew that things had to be simpler. Life could be simpler. I didn't know how, but it was such chaos around, and everyone was suffering. The parents, the sisters, they each had their different dynamic. It was brutal. And I watched this thinking, I have to do something different. And so I went on a mission to try to make people's lives better.
mm,
And 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 I also had to make my life better. It was my own healing journey, and exploring so many different therapies and healing. And I'd travel across the world to see this healer. So I was on a mission, and knew that I had to be free of the patterns and the family karma, the ancestral inheritance, all of it I kept working with. And through that, I also knew I had to do this for others. It's actually my passion. Even when I'm doing some work with myself, with any particular technique, I'm in my mind going, oh, this would be really good for so and so. This would match so and so. And in turn, I didn't develop any particular technique because it's very individual. It's very personal for every person's unique energy.
I love that. Just like you choosing the cards. So I just think
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I mean, there's one thing about Jessie is that she wants to make sure that she is addressing you as a person, as a being, rather than, even though it's a collective, but it's not cookie cutter, like it's very individualized to you. So lots of hands are raised. So I think it would be a
yeah,
great for people to experience your work and see it
sure,
firsthand. So let's
sure.
start working with people. Are you good with that?
Yeah, and then do the group. Should we do a group process later?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it at the end. So then we'll each get to have a feeling for each other with each
Okay,
other, and then close with the group process. Yeah,
perfect. I love
that
that.
sounds good.
All right, good deal. Okay, so first in line is Nancy. Nancy, you should be able to unmute.
Okay, did that work?
It did. Welcome, Nancy.
We can hear you. Hi, Nancy.
Hi. Um, I like I like what you said about life path. Just recently I had a reading with a lady and she was telling me that I'm a channel and that I'm very good working with children and all sorts of stuff like that. And I've done healing work and like you, when I put my hands on somebody, I get messages for them. And I haven't really done that because I write and I do artwork and I don't know, some advice from that would be
Like
good.
what you're wondering because someone told you you do this, do you need to do
Yeah.
it? Right?
But
Do you need to do it? I mean, one question I'd ask, do you want to do it? Um, but the important part is that you are writing and are you painting?
just do artwork. I'm a graphic designer, but I also do, other illustrations and I create symbols and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you are doing the work. You're
Right.
doing, to me, you're doing the work in your own manner.
Right.
And you can develop further your intuitive gift. You can develop further the connection to source for yourself. And in doing that, that's what's going to expand things for you. And then maybe your work will take a different form, but just honor that you are doing the work, right? Because what you create impacts people,
Yeah.
right? And you're very dedicated.
Yes.
You're you're so dedicated, Nancy, that it's it feels like it's your passion. And almost as if you can't produce enough. Is that true?
Yeah.
And do you know what drives you to do this?
It just, ever since I was a child, I've done it and it just comes from my heart.
Right, right. And so you're channeling that heart energy into your work and sharing that with all your clients.
Yeah.
So feel proud of that, honor that, and also stay open for possibilities. I mean, my life has evolved, this work has evolved, never knowing I was going to be doing reading publicly. It was, or many things I never knew. Um, and you just ask, kind of sit quietly, or every now and then ask, what's next for me? Does that
Yeah.
resonate with you?
That makes sense because I do the individual work and distant healing on people very privately,
Okay.
and that works. And they don't even know about it. I mean, I asked their soul permission, but
Mhm.
you know, it,
Mm.
it's
There's a
still
richness.
there's a what?
There's a richness there for you, Nancy,
Oh, well, thank you.
because it's you're still evolving, and don't have any preconceptions about it. Even when somebody tells you, even if I'm telling you something, if it
Sure.
doesn't resonate, just put it to the side. And then if it's true for you, it will arise, and
Right.
it'll arise quite naturally. but you're doing beautifully with the work, and that at some point you'll get more courageous and ask people if you can do it so that they know.
Okay.
All right. Be bold.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
See,
Blessings.
I think that's one of the biggest things we do is we think we should be doing something else, or we think we should be, comparing ourselves, or, it's not enough. And then when you really sit with it, like you just did with Nancy, Jesse, it's like, well, oh, wait, I am doing it. So it's just we
Yes.
put it in a box of what we think it should look like, when in actuality, we're actually doing it. So that's very cool. Yeah.
And what I bring forward is no judgment. I have
Yeah.
no agenda. I have no judgment. And that's part of the purity of seeing who's in front of me,
Mhm.
and not what I think they should be doing, but reading their soul's essence.
Yeah, beautiful.
Um,
Love it. All righty. Next in line is Jan. Jan, you should be able to unmute.
Hi, Jan.
Hi, Jesse. Hi, Gretchen.
Hello, Jan.
Hey, I was just wanting to scan, just see what you feel.
Oh, a scan. All right. Um, okay, give me one moment here. Just speak a little bit, Jan, so I can hear your voice. If
Um,
you say,
oh, just hear
is
me.
there any particular health concern right now?
You know what? That is
That's
my,
what I keep getting.
yeah, that is my concern. I
Okay.
woke up, I went to bed, I slept 12 hours last night. I feel horrible.
Yeah, no, it's health for today. Um, it could be, it could be affecting any number of things, but it's your health. And it feels as though, give me a moment. It feels like there's a lot of congestion, inflammation, and is there a lot of congestion in your head? It may have come from a lot of worry. And let me see if there's any spine. Do you have a lot of anxiety, Jan?
I used to years ago. I went through a period of time I couldn't work anymore and I couldn't sleep and I was a mess. I couldn't get out of bed. I literally the fatigue was overwhelming and I had to quit work because of it. Was so sick. But I've totally turned it around. But back then, I I, I had major anxiety. I couldn't sleep because of it, and I never had that like that before. Panic attacks, maybe way 20 years prior.
But not presently.
No, no.
So it just feels like there's some residue that came up. I don't know if it came through a dream, but that there's some congestion which is keeping you unclear about something that you're in the middle of processing. Is there some decision to be made?
Well, I'm in the
And don't, only if answer if it's really true. I'm just, there's some transition right now that's I'm feeling a bit hesitant and a low grade anxiety.
yes, and in wanting to. I've been retired for 6 years, but I'm wanting to go back, not as a nurse, but as a healer.
Okay. And there's and you're not clear, there's unsureness. I don't know. And if is it the congestion in your head? Can you say that's accurate or not?
I have a headache this morning. I don't normally have a headache, but I have a headache.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that's congestion. Um, and so it feels as though that was coming, maybe even you knew you were going to come on the show today.
Yes.
And so it feels as though that things were brewing that you may not have been conscious of in preparation for even having a question today. And I feel like it's being highlighted through your body, if this makes sense.
Yes.
And through your body is the way that you'll be able to uh, find the source of what you're going to do. And that means when you have pain, when you have any reaction physically, it's a message. And so it would be good to work through what that message is and be able to access the source of the direction that you need to go because it's there.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
And I don't mean major anxiety, but there's just, I feel this this undertone of not knowing quite what to do and hesitation. So you could do a deeper dive with that if you'd like to. Um, but I'll leave you with that to contemplate.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jesse. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Jan, for being here.
Thanks, Jan.
Very good. Okay. So I want to put the link to Jesse's program here for you guys to look at because the program is basically there's a 1 hour session with Jesse. And so what she's doing today is mini scans, mini readings to kind of give you guys some insight and direction. And then the hour-long session is really to go deeper. It is to get that clarity and exactly what I did with Jesse. You know, it was a process of getting the clarity that I needed and really getting my next steps in line. So I left feeling very confident, like, okay, this is what I need to do. So that's the power of the session. So today is just kind of like mini scan to give you the information, and then you can either work with Jesse to kind of process it and really go further with it, or work with it on your own, however you feel confident doing that.
Could I interrupt and ask? There's somebody who's saying that they need to leave shortly and they've had their hand raised, but they may lose their turn because they have to leave. Could we jump out of order? It's A, the letter A, green with a green circle with the letter A. Does that complicate things?
Yeah, I don't see your hand raised, A, so maybe you'll have already left.
Oh, maybe she's left. Okay.
Yep. All right. So next in line is Marion.
Gretchen. Hey, Jesse.
Hi, Marian.
Hi. I was already thinking I would love you to look into career and job kind of area for me because I felt for a while now a little bit like restless. I love what I'm doing.
And what are you doing?
So I'm like I work for international voyage company, but I deal with like other agencies. So it's like business to business group group voyages.
Voyagers.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
big ships.
Right.
So like Antarctic and Greenland and everywhere, all over.
Oh, well, I'll be connecting to you someday. That's where the one place I want to travel.
More than
And
welcome.
you've got so much joy, really, Marian. I know you bring that joy into your work, and it whether it's sales or organization, you do have a great position there.
Yeah,
You accomplish a lot. You just feel as though you've had enough, like you know it well.
exactly. It's like boring a little bit. Like
Boring.
I think
It's like,
I'm up for a challenge. Yeah.
yeah, I know how to do this. I can do this. So
Exactly.
the oi, it's almost hard to get up and face the day with with this down energy about it. So yes, be really good to start opening your heart to feel what you'd like to do, because there is a transition for you that will work. And it's I feel as though you're going to be doing something that's very dynamic, because you have that force in you. Very, very upbeat, very dynamic, very communicative, you're social. But it feels as though it has to have more purpose for you. Does that fit?
Yes, and then like if I put like my main like day job aside for a moment, then like especially recently, I've really come to embrace how strong clairs I have. Like
Yes.
I can hear my grandma talking to me the other day. Like I'm helping to release like, you know, entities and things.
Mhm.
So I'm like doing all that kind of like energy stuff as well, but it's not bringing me an income. It's really more like, you know, just something I'm passionate about.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so
And also
yeah,
maybe something you're practicing with. You're developing this so that you'll have more confidence to do
yeah.
it and to put yourself out there as the communicator. Whether it's strictly mediumship or it's more than just mediumship, because it's profound information that you bring forward, and it will help people heal. Uh, and
Mhm.
and there's a word, I'm missing a word, but if it comes to me, I'll share it with you. Some closure for people,
Mm.
and um, and yet we have to support ourselves. So I'm a very practical psychic, and I would love to help you find that path to do that work and to do that in a bigger way. I see you being more public. So not
Mm.
just one-on-one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it's been like really, yeah, like one of the things like, you know, like I'm really like camera shy and like everything and like public speaking. And it's been
Yeah.
like, you know, like it's really extreme stage fright.
Yeah.
And I've tried to do, you know, healing on that. And so, but still like there's something like
No,
preventing me.
that's a piece that we think is a block, but it's actually what is going to working with that will bring you to the next level. You're
Yeah.
going to be able to do this, and you're going to be able to do it first practicing, like doing your work on the small scale, because you're creating a path.
Yeah.
And so if you know that your work is going to be great and it's ahead of you, then be patient, right? I want you to sit with the be patient part, because it's a gestation period. And you're
Yeah.
in the gestation period where you're developing before you can give birth. So stay with your work, have that income coming in, putting it almost into a energetic bank account, an energetic bank account that's going to support you to dive off the diving board into this wonderful pool of merging with other people, merging into the greater pool. As you
Yeah.
let go, these cards couldn't have been better than for today. But as you let go of the fear, as you let go of the unknown, and you're having to step out on that stage, you're not going to fall off the edge. You're in the process of developing. So trust that, and
Yeah.
I'd be happy to continue with you to see how you can develop this further, if
Thank you
so
so much.
inclined. Yeah, you're lovely.
makes so much sense, because that's what I feel myself as well, that I'm, I'm learning, I'm, attending all kinds of different like self-study things. Like I'm really developing and perfecting, like, and really embracing myself and my abilities for the first time in my life, probably. And I'm not that old yet, thankfully.
No.
I'm 38, so I have time,
No, you're you're in a prime time. Put it.
Lots of time. And Marion, I just want to point out, you're speaking publicly right now.
Yes.
And you
That's
do
true.
it
Like I don't have
beautifully.
problem speaking
And
like
Yeah, you do
no,
behind this.
beautifully. So,
and giggling, which humor is the best. Humor lightens us up.
yeah.
So bring the humor along with you. It's what saved my life, really. Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's never too late anyway. And you've got long before you even have to use that expression, 38.
Yeah.
You've got a good start. And one last thing, I'm sorry, Gretchen, I can't let go. Is as you're training and exploring, use your discernment. Really pay attention. Does this match me? Because people have, including me, if my energy matches, if what I say matches you, great, let's work together. I'll guide you, I'll teach you, we'll do whatever, we'll play. But when you're taking these classes, and this message is for everyone, really be discerning, feel, does it match you? Does it match your essence? The information can be valuable. You may learn a good technique, but take it with a grain of salt if it doesn't match you perfectly.
Yeah. So make it your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, dear.
Thank you so much, Jesse. Thank you, Gretchen.
Hello. You'll be
Thanks.
great.
Very good. I just want to point out the letting go and the patience are probably the two hardest things to do. So,
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't I have to present the hard ones
Yeah.
today?
but it's so true. And a lot of times we just kind of want to jump to the end, where we want to be, right? And what we want to be doing.
Yeah.
And patience is
We want to be here
so
without
hard.
any
Yeah,
process.
totally. And that patience is just it's such an important part, though, the incubation period, right? Like that period of, the learning and the lessons and all of that. So, Marion, you'll have to keep me posted how things go for you.
And it's about self-care, right? Which is also the hardest.
Yeah, totally.
We're on the move, we're trying to figure it out. Yeah, but it's possible.
Yeah.
That's what I'm offering, is it's possible. And
Yeah, and when Jesse says she's practical, you leave the session with steps, like she really is. So she can be up here and give you the information that you need, but you leave with practical steps of, okay, this is what I'm going to do next, which is fabulous. So,
thanks.
all right, next up, Gail. You can unmute, Gail.
I'm unmuted. Do you hear me?
You are good. Welcome.
Hi.
You? I'm
Welcome.
here, you, Gretchen.
There you are. I can hear you now.
And here I am.
You're
So
right.
I would like to know where I'm at in my birthright, because I know I've been doing some things. I've been doing a lot of sessions with different healers, and there's some things that have been happening that they say that one says I'm a shaman, I'm very powerful, but I'm just learning all this stuff. And I just, some things have been happening that I did a remote healing for my brother, and I just recently had interaction with a picture of my son's dog that had passed, and the son of his wife, and they kept saying, we're fine, we're fine. So I don't know what's happening. It's all new to me.
It's scaring you some, Gail.
Okay.
I sense that it's a little disturbing or a little unsettling, not knowing quite how to work with it or um, how to make some sense of it. And know that my sense of these different beings coming to you, it's almost as if they're a team. I don't know, are any of them interconnected, like familial, or you're a dog that was related to the father, or some connection?
What I have been told, and I concur with it, that there have been, through ancestral line, other shamans. That's, and I kind of understand that. So it's like somehow I disconnected from everything, and then all of a sudden now I'm open to it.
Yes. And that's why I asked if they were interconnected, familial, because it feels some people work with angels and guides, and it may be that you're working with your ancestral lineage, and that they're here to support you. So they're going to help train you to do this. And you're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to learn a lot about your lineage, and even how you came about to be open to doing this work. And if you had shut it off, did you shut it off much earlier?
I remember I must have been 3 or 4. I was at my grandmother's house, and there was an apparition appeared to me, and it freaked me out. So I think that's when it started happening.
Right. And so now you are much more in charge, right? You were in a sense a victim of that, in that you were a child and didn't have the understanding, or you didn't have the safe space. So part of what I recommend for you is to create a safe space. Some of these messages may just come through randomly and unexpectedly. But if you do it more consciously at some part of your day, if there's a comfortable time in your day, to take a few minutes and be conscious of inviting them in, or first of all, creating a space that you can feel safe and grounded, right? You could even work with a stone, a mineral, or something that you hold that's grounding. And because you don't need anything to help you go out, that will happen. But if you do it from a more grounded place, then you won't be rattled. And allow this lineage, this team. I'd say it's your team in a sense. Does this feel all right to you?
Yes, I do already have. I have developed what's called a medicine wheel, and it
Good,
moves around me. And I
good.
have what you call dire wolves. One is strength, and one is power, and the one in front of me is white, and she's knowledge. Behind me is the cobra, who is opalescence. And they've
Mhm.
been with me for a long time. And when I go into meditation, that's where I'm at. And the wheel is turquoise, and sometimes it moves. But
Good,
that's where I go. And
good.
sometimes I'll sit in the lotus itself,
Mm-hmm.
and then I do have a couple of goddesses and a lot of animal guides. The newest one that showed up is the snow leopard, which I can relate to because they stay hidden and are hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at.
Also for you, yeah. And so your hidden talents are emerging. And I would just you keep going with this.
Okay.
If you don't, it's in the beginning at least, or at different times, I have needed guidance. A lot of what I've done is I'll do all kinds of trainings, but I always fall back on my guidance, my inner guidance and knowing. And so I encourage you to do the same. And if you do need guidance, even now and then, it doesn't always have to be an ongoing class, then consider that open to who would be the best match for you. and help you evolve even more because, yeah, you've got this.
Because there's one other thing that's happened too. It's,
Okay.
not recently, but I literally flew on my condor into the Valley of the Mystics, and the gate opened, and I walked in, and they were there, but I didn't see them, and I haven't been into the Valley of the Mystics since then. So I do some traveling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And with that, we can't have an expectation. We have the desire to go back, right? Because when something's so magical and mystical, we'd rather live there or at least go back and visit. So also relax with that. Be patient. And when it's time for you to return and visit, it will happen. But it's
Okay.
not something we can manipulate. Not in my
No,
experience.
no.
Awesome.
Sometimes I sit on a cliff with whatever animal guide I'm with, and
It's like you're very
I'll just look into the valley. But anyways, that's where
Yeah,
I'm at. And thank
yeah.
you.
good job.
Just keep your bun on the cliff.
Thanks, Gail. Thanks for being here.
Happy trails, Gail.
Thank you.
You're delightful.
I just love how unique all of our paths are. So it's so interesting
Yeah.
to
And
do this.
anything go really anything goes, right?
Totally. Solis, yes, we will definitely put up a toupee. I meant to do that, but forgot. So we will definitely get that up before the replay goes out for sure. All right.
I'm gonna do a shout out. Hello to one of my clients this year.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Siobhan. So I just wanted to say hello and Julie.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. And guys, I am just going in line. I know some of you have to leave, but there's no way we're going to get through everybody. There's 53 people with their hands raised. So I am just going in line with how I see them to
So
make it
we
easy.
should be, yeah, maybe invite people to be for less of the story.
Okay.
I don't
Go ahead.
need a lot of story, although it's fun to have the exchange, and then we can see more people.
All right. So there you go. So just give a little bit of information and then Jesse can go from there. So all right, next up is Barb. You should
Hi,
be able to
Barb.
Barb.
Hi, how are you both?
Good. How are you?
Great.
All right, so no story. I just
Mhm.
seem to develop health problems every time I start feeling stronger. And right now I'm sitting here with a castor oil pack on my abdomen and two abscessed teeth. So I don't know where that energy is coming from.
Oh, okay. So initially you start to feel better and then something arises.
Correct.
So there's something in your system, I would say in the subconscious, that jumps up and says, so when people do affirmations, personally, I don't see them working to the extent that we need help. But it's similar to what's happening with you. So if you say, I feel well, I do feel whatever you're saying that's positive, if you do not have a belief system in your consciousness, then it can backfire. Does that make sense? So
Okay.
somewhere in your subconscious, your body may have developed a pattern of not being well. And I can't today, but I would look at what the root of that is, whether or not it stems from your childhood, or I would say actually more ancestral, that there's probably a pattern of gut issues. And the gut, you said, I'm sorry, I just
Oh, I had a castor oil pack on my
castor oil pack
over my liver. Yes.
over your liver, yeah,
Yeah.
and the gut affects everything. It's like the gut affects the brain, and that might be in need of actually addressing the lymphatic system because you're not able to detox. So you start to
Yeah,
get,
that's
then the
my
toxins
breast
run
cancer
through.
was from that.
Okay, well that we can address, and there's ways to gently detox the heavy metals.
Fantastic.
And I work very much in the physical and explore nutritional and health products and ways of working and energy movements and whatever it is you need. And I would say for starters, just stay with the pack. It's a very good solution. It eases the inflammation and pain. And then consider looking at working with your gut. It could be sensitivities. But it's also working with the subconscious, which is when you say, I'm feeling better, it says, you're not going to feel better for long because it takes over with the old patterns. It presents the old
Correct.
pattern. Does that make sense?
Yes, it definitely does.
Okay, so that's where we could go if you'd like.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for the
It's all
scan. I
possible.
appreciate you.
Awesome.
Anything is possible.
Love you,
And
Thanks.
Gretchen.
I've lived it.
Thanks,
So
Barb. You too.
I've lived it and I'm here to say it. So
Fantastic. Thank you.
blessings, Barbara. Feel better.
All right. Next in line, you're under TK. TK, you can unmute.
Okay. Good initials.
You should have
Strong.
had a pop-up that says unmute.
Can you find the unmute button? Where is it? It's down in the left-hand screen. It says audio, and there may be a red line through it.
TK, if you're still here, please let us know. I'm going to move on to the next person, but I'll keep your hand raised. If you can let us know, I'm not sure who that is. All right, Jane is next. Jane, you can unmute now.
Hello.
Jane, are you there? All right. Okay, guys. Jane, if you're still here, type in the chat. And sometimes you guys have to disconnect and come back. So I think this is Linda Lewis, or I think so, Linda, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but you should be able to unmute. And if you didn't get a button, then there's something wrong with my Zoom.
Lewis with the double L.
Lewis, L. Lewis, you should have gotten a message to unmute. Nope, Jane, not you, Jane, different Jane. Jane. All right, guys. Monique, let's try you. Monique, can you unmute? There you are.
Hey. We got a live one.
Yes, I have a question about the noise in my ears and my head and the pain in my left arm. Has this something to do with the place I live? And do I have to sell my house and go live somewhere else?
So noise in your right ear?
Left.
Left ear. And what else would you say it again, Monique?
Also noise in my head and then my left arm.
And left arm. Painful?
Yes, the noise is I'm getting crazy about the noise in my head.
Okay. And any history of concussion?
No,
Banging your head? No.
no.
No. And do you, okay, I might just ask you a few questions before I. All right, but give me a moment. There's several things going on here. So part of it's from your jaw. It's from your jaw. Okay, so my sense is that some of it's coming from your jaw and
Mhm.
also your lymph. Are you familiar with the lymphatic system? The lymph glands?
No.
Okay, so there's a whole guidance I can offer. Unfortunately, it's too long to do it today.
Mhm.
But so along and see, and I'm going to show you on the screen if you're looking at me. There are lymph glands that run from the base of your skull, your jaw, behind your ears, and they come down along your neck, and they come. They're all over the body. The lymph glands go all the way down through your gut, down your legs, into your feet. And that's when people get swelling. Do you have any swelling?
No.
No? Okay. So
But
my
it's
first thought
painful.
is, I'm sorry.
I feel pain at some points you just showed me. You
Ah,
understand me?
some pain along the neck?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Okay.
under my skull.
Yeah. Okay. So this would require some energy work. And I would actually want to, Gretchen, can I take a minute and do a little
Yep.
healing? Okay. So if you could, it's as if you could feel my hands on your head. If you're sitting or lying down, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to place my hands on the back of your neck on what we call the occiput, the bone at the base of your skull. And it's going to be very gentle because there is some head pain and headache across your, I'm feeling it across your forehead. Is that right? It's
Yes.
through the skull and across the forehead.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to have you take a breath in through your nose very gently. It doesn't have to be a big, deep breath. It's breathing into, if anything, your diaphragm, like the base of your ribs. And you can put your hands on your ribs, on your tummy, if it helps you feel the breath. Or just sit there and experience my hands on the back of your head. I'm holding your skull. It's resting very deeply in my hands, that you're let go of your neck, letting go of the muscles, trusting that I've got you. And I'm going to work around the occiput, that bone at the base of your skull, where your cervical spine meets, and sending you energy, releasing some of the pressure. And from the back of the skull, also under the ear by the top of the jaw, slight pressure. Take a breath if you can. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And we're going to let the pain on pain go away. The pain on pain is the worry about the pain. So let's put the worry about the pain aside. And opening up some space, expanding, relieving some of the pressure, bringing in some flow, that the energies move down your neck, through your throat, across your shoulders, and across your, if you don't know the body, the sternum, your breastbone, across the bones above your heart. Just expanding very gently, giving some space for you to breathe more deeply, and comfortably, allowing the pain to dissipate. Just holding that space for a moment, knowing that you can let this go. And that there's a reason for this that can be explored, and have that reason that's driving the pain dissolve. How are you feeling?
Much
Are you
lighter.
lighter?
Yes,
Okay, Monique.
more space.
And anything specific you need in this moment before we close?
No, I thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Trust that you can find the source of this.
Yes.
And it's not scary. It's not something scary. I won't even say, it's not scary what's happening. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I just see it's blockages, energetic blockages that can be released. And for you to
Yes.
learn how to drain the lymphatic system manually, you do that for yourself. There's tools to do it. And it's just
Okay.
another self-care step.
Okay.
All right. And then explore the emotional piece that's behind this.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing and being that vulnerable.
Yes.
You sound
Thank you, Bob.
stronger. Good job. Good job.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank
Thank
you. Very good. Okay. And so, Jesse, you work with, whatever the issue is, if it's, a block, if it's health, if it's relationship, if it's, success, abundance,
Dogs.
whatever the issue is, kind of getting in the way of you stepping fully into you. Is that right? Would that be
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it can be any of those issues.
And there's always some trauma.
Of course. Yeah.
People see it, there's big trauma, little trauma. It doesn't matter. It can be daily trauma, it can be one moment in trauma, but they leave an imprint on us.
Yeah.
And it's that imprint that I work with I use the word dissolve more often than, I don't do a lot of cutting of cords, and it's just, I think it can be more gentle, and not only gentle, but more effective to dissolve, because when you're dissolving, it's no longer there. It's not like something could grow back in a sense. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Probably said I felt the right side of my face open up and relax. Yeah, it was definitely very relaxing. I agree. All right, good job. Next up is Maggie.
Hi, Maggie.
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning. What I would
Cheerful
like to
voice
do-
here.
Huh?
Cheerful voice.
Oh, thank you. It's a good day.
Yes, it's a good day.
Please, I would like a scan. I'm having some balance issues. And I guess I understand what you said about letting them go and everything, which I'm usually really pretty good with. My question is, what is it that I'm not seeing? I know that has with the balance. I'm doing some balancing sessions now, and I'm finding it looks like it's more like my eyes. And when I go to cross the midline, I kind of lose a little balance. So I didn't know if there was an issue associated with that, because I haven't been able to come up with anything. I've seen a few things pop up and clear. I didn't know if there was anything else you could help me with.
Yeah, no, because you know yourself pretty well.
Yes.
You know your body pretty well. It's great. But we always have something hidden.
Right.
So let's unhide. So the balance issues, and you said it comes from your midriff, your midline?
No, my eyes. And when I cross, I'm finding that the imbalance comes in when I cross, what would you say, the midline?
Okay.
Like when you know what I'm saying? When you cross over your legs, left to right, right to left. I go
Yeah.
to the side and kind of get ready to fall over a little, and I have fallen. That's why I'm doing this.
Okay. So there's a few things going on when cross legs fall. All right. Just give me a moment. I know you're not going anywhere, but just let me take a moment because there's multiple aspects.
Jeez.
I don't sense it's your eyes so much that are the problem. Although is your eyesight, hold on a second. Your eyesight is changing, I believe.
Yes, I've got a little bit of macular beginning stages.
Okay, so that's part of it. So there's a beginning of something. So that's changing, and that will throw you off.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, well, because it's not as clear.
Right.
So there's almost a nervousness that comes about without being conscious of it, because not an unsureness.
Yes.
But the other thing I want to ask, excuse me, I'm closing my eyes, but macular, and I'm pretty sure there are things that you can do for the macular to slow it down.
Yes.
To slow it down and I don't know, won't say prevent for sure, but at least slow it down. And the crossing the legs. And is this when you're sitting and standing?
No, basically, I'm doing exercises. So when in other words, if I stand on a
Okay.
phone, I start getting, my balance is off.
Okay.
I move, when I say cross the midline, what I mean is, like, if I put my foot forward to 12, then I bring it back and I put it to 3 and I bring it back. I put it to 6, I bring it to back, and then I take my leg and kind of move it like at an angle. It would be like if I'm doing 6, I'm doing like a 5. That's where I get kind of off center.
Yeah. And there's a coordination movement that I'm blanking on the name of it, but there is a coordination, an exercise that would help you coordinate the two sides and create more balance. I can't remember the name of it now, but you can be in touch with me, and I would share that with you. But my first question is how are your feet? Do you have any arthritis or any cross toes, anything that's happening?
No.
Your feet are fine?
Yep.
Okay. Because I would have had you start with some feet exercises to make sure that they're the foundation that can help, that can throw off your balance.
Yeah, and I am doing a lot of, like I said, I have about 5 exercises that I'm doing now.
Okay. And any injuries to your feet? Feet and
No.
ankle? No,
Well, I broke one like when I was 16, and I'm a lot older than that now.
yeah, okay. Well, all right. So, there are a few movements I would recommend. So you don't lose your confidence, because you can keep going and not, the aging process doesn't have to take us over. And
Right.
you're doing a lot to be sure that you keep in your body. I just like to look at what the missing piece is. And is it spiritual? Is it physical? Is it psychic? Is it mental? Yeah, I would like to look at what there's a mental aspect to this that needs to be addressed, and partly some concern about the aging process. But there's some place, the center of gravity, which is off. And I'm sorry, I can't be too much more specific. I'm just catching the feet, even though you don't have a problem with it. I sense that there's a strengthening you can do that you may not be aware of that would require some really simple opening up between the toes.
Okay.
Even if you used a dowel to between each toe and held it for a few minutes in between each toe, like a 1/2 inch dowel or, a small dowel,
Okay.
and open up so that they're more like a wedge. The foot becomes more of a wedge and you have a greater stability. I have a sense that that's affecting the midline.
Okay.
Um,
So
yeah.
it's not really an issue, a spiritual issue or something I'm not wanting to look at or see.
No, there is something. I
Okay.
think Gretchen's probably saying we don't have time to go
That's
into
fine.
I always
appreciate
want to
what
keep going.
I know. I appreciate your help.
I want to keep going to get to the real root of it, but there
That's
is
all right.
there is a mental spiritual issue
Okay.
that
Well, I
has to be
figured.
looked at. But some of it is on a practical level that I could give you the things that will help with
Help.
your fascia.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
when the fascia gets too, the fascia exists from just living
Right.
throughout our whole body, it throws us off if it doesn't get broken down, dissolved.
Right.
How you,
Okay.
did that
Well, I
resonate?
appreciate it. Thank you very much, Gretchen and
You're
Jesse. I
very
appreciate
welcome.
it.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
I hope that helped some.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Thanks. Very good. Okay, I see Jane is back. So let me find you here. Jane. Okay, now let's try this again, Jane. Let's see if it works this time. There you are.
Hi,
Hi, welcome. I'm glad you typed in.
thank you. Mercury retrograde, let's just call it that. Um, Hi. So, my question is, I'm often torn in like two different roads all the time, and in the various readings I've had lately, everything keeps pointing to like doing my music, but I actually have like two music projects and like a third one I want. I'm also dealing with being between Los Angeles and Italy. And then I'm still trying to figure out where to best make money in the midst of all of this.
Okay. And do you mind me asking how old you are? I don't know.
I'm 50. I'll be 51 like in about a month.
Okay. And when you say two roads, you have a couple of different roads. You've got the road between Los Angeles and Italy, right? So
Mhm.
there's some split there. And when you say the music, you've got 2 or 3 projects. Is there any other career track you're adding into the two roads?
The other thing that happens is, I mean, I do healing sessions with people, and it's an area that, again, hmm, it's like all of the work, the stuff I do is gig work, right? I'm an artist, and so like putting energy towards trying to get more clients, that's a whole thing that takes up a chunk of time. And then I keep getting pushed to be like, you need to play your music, and which I'm willing to accept, but obviously that's not as financially stable. Doing healing work isn't. And then between with the music stuff, I have my solo project and my band. So just even everything is sort of already a job, if you will.
Yeah.
And so, my heart goes with the music. Um,
But you're
but
also having to coordinate you're juggling a lot of different pieces.
so many pieces.
And it's business and it's energetically straining on you. And it's creating some indecision and chaos in you, like unclarity.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a full plate and then some.
Yes.
Yeah. So so if we were working together,
Mhm.
I'd sit and I'd sit with you and feel into what the priorities are. Because once you can prioritize your list of what to do, not just a pro and con list, but really prioritize in your heart. And if you were to make lists, it would be from your heart space, from what you truly desire, because that's what we're here to do now. We're in the midst of a powerful eclipse. It's time for a change. It's happening as we speak. And we can't put things off much longer, right? We have to kind of summon up that courage and summon up the clarity. And my experience is if there's confusion or there's self-doubt, then it's not time to do something. It's not just the right time, or it's not the right thing to do. And then I would take you back to the patience, which is an uncomfortable place to be, but ultimately the answer, right? Ultimately, the answer will come. But if we were to start kind of deciphering the different paths, you're too heavy on the business side and managing, it seems. Yeah. Does that speak true?
Yeah, especially with the band, I have to be the kind of, the manager in it.
And there's some frustration with the characters.
Yes.
They're not actually participating in a way that's giving you the power to guide them. There's a sense of like they have their own agenda and some frustration. So they don't feel as though they're completely on board with you. Is that true?
I suppose it could be a mix. I think that there's some of it's really separate from me because everyone has their own other projects also. And so getting 4 people's schedules to match up along with everyone's individual needs can get hard to wrangle everyone. It's a very weird band that we sort of started by accident, and we just kind of, for whatever, people just love us. So we get asked to do things a lot and we have a lot of potential. And it's just like trying to get that like reined in is kind of the thing. And I love this band. I love doing it. It grounds me a lot actually. And so I'm not, yeah.
You're not
So I'm
putting it down, but there's a lack of commitment. And I'm not saying this in a judging way. I'm saying it in a way that would be good if as a group you could meet and have a discussion of how important this is to each one, right? And have a discussion about what it would take to actually make things work and find out what level of commitment each person is in. There's some hesitation there. Is that not?
well, no, we've I mean,
if you feel that's not the issue.
We've talked about this before. I mean, it's a weird thing that when we actually get together, the energy just keeps moving and moving. And then when we take a break, which we've been on a break for about 4 months, that's when everyone starts to dissipate. So we're about to come back together this week to start playing again. And so I feel like probably that's what it's like it's just so energetic the way the band works. It's like an practical band that's totally built on energy. And then there's the practical sides, which is where I kind of have to come in to like keep it moving.
Organize, move it.
Keep it organized and not just like, ooh, energy and just keep playing and playing, like just the practical stuff of it.
Well, I would explore where your real passion is and see how you can encourage that and grow that passion. And then the business side or the coordination, you'll figure out. You may be able to figure that out in a smoother way than it's been. And it may be that during the 4-month break, you actually keep in communication with people, right? Even if it's a quick Zoom meeting, you want to keep that energy alive because that's the power of your group.
We're finishing the 4 months. This Saturday, we actually start playing again. So that's the reason why I'm going back to the US right now and to LA. I'm in Italy currently. And it's like, Yeah, I mean, it's I think it's because when I get back to LA, that's where I'm sort of in I don't know if indecision, but I'm going back to like the fire, post fires, which I left about 6 weeks ago. I'm going back to, dealing with my mother, dealing with like I would totally put all my energy towards making music and doing the art, but it's also like, oh, shouldn't I
Right.
also trying to get some clients to make some money? So that's why I get so when you say, oh, what's your heart's desire? It's like, well, the music is. And in my heart of hearts, I really want to find a music partner that I could truly delve into. That's been a lifelong goal and it's always evaded me. And um, and so I just keep going with what's, in front of me. And then at the same time, it's like, oh, how do I do that? And then start getting clients also. It's just a lot of
Right.
uh,
So it's one thing at a
practicalities.
time. It
Mhm,
literally is one step at a time, which
mhm,
is like we're such complex beings. We want to do the whole thing. So it's taking a breath and looking to find what's going to bring you to this place.
mhm.
And it will be some sorting out of your priorities and looking at what is keeping you from the clarity you need and finding that partner, that one partner that you believe exists. Okay.
Okay.
And it maybe have to clear some space for that to happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's too many moving parts,
Mhm.
and it just keeps us from being present and setting the intention. It's for you to set the intention of what that ultimate priority is. And if it's finding that one music partner, then let's get on it.
Okay.
Everything else can become distractions to the goal. Okay.
Okay.
I
Oh,
hope.
thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Okay.
Okay,
Thank-
sorry, it didn't give you the relief you want, but it'll give you some food for thought.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay.
Jake. Very good. All right, I want to put the link here again for Jesse's program. It's lifereawakened.com/Jesse25. You can copy and paste that, click on it. We are adding a to pay. So the program consists of a 60-minute personal one-on-one session with Jesse. So, and also there's a group session as well. So Jesse, can you talk about the one-on-one session, how it's different from kind of what we've seen you do here today? So how would you go deeper? Like what kind of things would happen beyond what we've witnessed here today?
Yeah. So as I said, I do use cards, not always, but I will sit with the person intuitively first, tap into what I feel is a priority of what's going on. But it's open for people to call and give an exchange of what they need to share. Often I don't need a lot of story, but if it's needed to be shared because it's so much part of their angst that they can then bring that pain to me. And in doing so, I then I choose seeing what the true essence of the question is. And someone will call because it's a relationship issue, and then in turn it ends up being a health issue, or something comes back to a familial, or the ancestors, or they can't find the job, or they have to move. I mean, I have stories about successes with somebody who wanted to move and then moving from Ireland to Australia, and I would get this huge feeling of big love. And the move for a mature person was very, very difficult. Had connections, had family back in Australia. But it took a while. And that huge love that I kept feeling wasn't so much about the perfect love affair. It was about finding a best friend that was enriching, and also reconnecting to the family and loving the sisters. But she came initially with just word, I'm moving, and the panic around that. So I'll see the root of the problem. I'll feel their pain. I come in with compassion as the ground for every session. And compassion in itself is the healing for me more than techniques. And then I explore what it is that they need. We get to the real root. The person who has headache earlier. I'm sorry, I forgot her name just now. But it has something to do with something else.
Right.
And that's my vision. That's my psychic vision, the cosmic vision that comes through, because I see the whole picture. I don't just see it's the baby toe or it's the sister or I see the whole thing.
Yeah.
I see the whole person and their essence. So we go from the pain to really focusing on what can be as we begin to shift our perception. That's a huge piece of what I'm doing. Shift our perception from the pain, understanding where it comes from, and then saying, I'm good. I can do it this way. I can do something a different way and be good at my life.
That's perfect. I love it. And like Jesse said too, which I love, is she's practical. So she sees it, she has that cosmic vision, she sees it, and then you leave with steps, you leave with ideas, you leave with a new vision, like I did, and you feel so empowered to take action that there's really nothing stopping you at that point. So I highly recommend the session. A lot happens in that amount of time. You uncover a lot. You get clarity on a lot. I know a lot of you were talking about clarity on here. So I definitely recommend that. And then you have a group session that you're doing too. So with everybody. So what is that?
And first I wanted to say that one of the huge things that happens almost at the end of every session is people experience a lightness of being.
For sure.
So that's what we wish for. And for the group session, well, we've done the group reading. So some of it will be, the foundation has been set. I'll be asking people, or Gretchen, you will, now that I can see the chat.
I mean the group session in your program.
In the program. Oh, not what we're doing today.
We'll do that next. Yeah.
Oh,
We'll do
okay.
that.
Okay, sorry.
Program.
Yes, so the tapestry.
Yes, correct.
The tapestry of self-love. And you can call it that tapestry of realization. It's the based on my feeling of each of us having our own complete tapestry, that our life experiences have been woven into the fabric of our lives, that the traumas, the joys, the losses, the successes, it's all part of us. It's not solid, but it's all part of us. And how we present ourselves in the world, if we bring forward the joy, if we bring forward the compassion, opening to a person who's working at the CVS counter, a store counter, and or the assistant on the other end of the phone who's for customer service. When we share our fabric and how we share it can have a huge impact in the world. And if you multiply that by every single person on this call, we are sharing both the pain and the joy. And that will be the weaving that I'll do in the group session. So people are not feeling as isolated in their life, and that they can realize how much a part of the world their existence matters. Right? Building confidence, building a presence in the world, even if it seems vague, but to be able to have a sense of that. And then from that, you can build anything in your life. Okay.
Love it. Love it. Very, very good. Okay, so now, again, guys, here is the link, lifereawakened.com/Jesse25. You can, the offer, the program is open this week, so you have till Sunday to decide, rewatch this, see if it's right for you. And the price is, it's $247. We will get a to-pay option up there. And so you can have that. And so that price is good through Sunday. All right, so now we're going to do the group process. What do you need from the group?
I need the group to be comfortable. Excuse me, it just got very warm in here. So make sure you're comfortable. It doesn't matter if you're sitting, if you're lying, but to be open for a restful position. And I want to preface it briefly about igniting your inner life and having the experience of this, because that's what I would invite into the group today. And that's the focus, and it's something that will, the more that we bring in this cosmic light to ignite our spirit, to ignite our being, the more we will find the hidden truths that are the secrets in our lives. And this is not a time to explore with our minds, but it's a time to explore in our bodies. And out of that experience, anything can happen. Can I give a quick example of, I did a group the other night, and one of the women, Julie, so I'm going to have you put in the chat one word. I want to go back to this. You're going to be one word of what your struggle is. If it's physical, if it's mental, if it's spirit, whatever it is, if you feel stuck.
Now, put one word in the chat of
Put
your.
one word in the chat, and also put one word with it, right? I think to combine them, one word of what you desire. So if you just
struggle and desire,
joy, happiness, abundance, whatever it is, it can be minute, it can be big. So one word, and I know it's tricky because we want to tell our stories, but one word, if you put in the chat of what's the problem, so-called problem, and what you desire. And if you'd share that with all of us, then we're going to be able to create that connection around the world. And I noted that we have people from all over, from the United States, maybe from Canada. And let me just see, I think there was Scotland. Oh yeah, Scotland, the Netherlands, Belgium, Iowa, Vermont, California, England, Texas, Arizona. So all of these places wherever you are around the world, we are creating a connection as if our hands are going out to each other, and we are creating a chain of health and joy, and whatever all your desires are, that's the chain that we're going to connect as if our arms could stretch all around the world. Okay. And that's first acknowledging the pain and the struggle, but we're letting go of that, focusing on the desire. Okay.
Awesome.
So
lots there. Do you want me to read them?
Yeah, because I think it would be too much for me to. Oh, here, read them, because also the sound of the words. Remember that words are really invaluable, and that we can change a word in a split second to fit us better. That's the magic of words. So yeah, please read it, and then we'll all be sharing this together.
Okay. So I have pain, healing, stiffness, flow, block, guidance, illness, health, ankle pain, joy, stuck, prosperity, stuck, clarity, mental clarity, pain, healing, health, joy, stiffness, flow, stagnant energy, joy, hopelessness, and trust, relationships and joy, struggling and exhausted, love, ease, and freedom, finances, abundance, emotional content. What else do we have here? Someone has specific one here. It's delay in getting my claim approved, financial abundance, uncertainty, clarity, focus, financial freedom, lots of financial lack, financial freedom, physical pain, peace and joy, lots of those, career and life direction, lost, found, legal, abundance, lightheadedness, balance, soul path, mission, uh, uncertainty, abundance, respect, to be seen, health, healing, fear, peace, physical, healthy, worry, trust, connection, flow, career and life direction, financial success, flailing, abundance, insomnia, sleep through the night, confusion, health, healing, emotional balance, stuck, clarity, financial, abundance, health, weight loss, clients, abundance, control, kidneys, shine, pain, relief, abuse, respect, knee pain, able to run, physical, renewed health, focus, abundance, pain, joy, stuck, unstuck, certainty, physical, abundance, physical wellness, confusion, clarity, purpose, joy, afraid, freedom. All right. I think I got most of them. Health, healing, uncertainty, success, physical health issues, stability, fear, powerful success. Release excess weight quickly and easily. I think that's stiffness, flow, block, guidance. All right. A lot of repeats there, but thank you guys for all.
But that's a lot. Thank you for all your sharing and that vulnerability. And the short story I wanted to say in terms of the possibility of knowing during the session or right after the session how you feel. We did a group the other night, and the woman came in with feeling very blocked. Just leave it at that. She felt blocked. She was not able to take walks. She lives in the country. She takes care of herself, but she's been in a period of not being able to do any of that. A lot of resistance, and so we did a healing prayer, and it included all of, like, as I just invited you to share. And she felt calm at the end of the session, but the next morning was the brilliance, because she woke up, no hesitation, got dressed, went out for her walk, and came home to take care of some of the other pieces of her self-care. So something lifted from her. And so that's what I wish for you. And if it doesn't happen immediately, don't worry. It's there in process. So to start with, I'd like to let you know that I'm here creating a very safe space. I asked Yawa to come in, the divine, to create a safe space for all of us. I'd like you to each take your seat, being comfortable wherever you are sitting or lying. If it feels right, you can place your hands on your heart, on your solar plexus, on your ribs where you're breathing. Just no projects, or you can just lie or sit with your hands free, sit resting on your lap. There's no project to this. And I'm going to ask you to take a breath, or I'll take a breath in, not forceful, just breathing in through your nose and breathing in the light. And the light is self-existent. The earth began, and that there was light. And we are light. We just forget it. So in this moment, remembering who you are, how each of us is made up of light, we're going to take a breath in through our nose and exhale through our mouth. And we'll do this a couple of times. Very gently breathing in through our nose and breathing out through your mouth. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, breathing out all of the toxicity as you're breathing in the light, the joy, as you're breathing in God, source, loving energy. And just sit with that for a moment. You might even make a sound of an exhale or a hum, whatever's natural for you. And in the exhale, we're letting go of the traumas, the pain. On the exhale, we're letting go of the burdens and even the ancient traumas that we don't know exist. And with this process and the gentle exhale, we are constantly offering up our pain, offering up our sorrow, offering up confusion and self-doubt, whatever it is that you want to let go of. We'll do this gently, one drop at a time, into the collective consciousness, the collective pool of water where our struggles can be cared for. It's like holding the cradle of loving kindness for each of us to relax and each of us to rest in this cradle of loving kindness. No discussions, no thoughts, just rest peacefully, letting every cell in your body breathe, breathing in the peace, every cell in your body breathing in the love, the unconditional love, the compassion, letting go gently. And as we do this, know that all of your suffering can be handled by Mother Earth, by the angels and guides. If you work with the angels and guides, know that they're taking care of you, your guardian angels. Whether you know you have them or not, the fact that you're still here today says how strong and resilient you are, and that you're a seeker for all that's good in the world. Let God handle the pain and the sorrow, and feel held in this cradle of loving kindness. Take a breath, knowing that you're safe. And today we're sharing blessings. They're rainbow blessings. Like the lightest sprinkle dropping from the heavens of gold and silver drops of blessings. Embracing the blessings and the multicolors of these little droplets of blessings. Feel what you feel. It might be the gold blessings. It might be the silver. It might be all the primary colors of the rainbow. It might be all of them. Feeling these blessings come from the crown of your head and gently move through your crown, relaxing your face. There's a soothing that's happening. And the blessings down your neck, easing the glands, loosening up your throat to speak your truth, gently experiencing these blessings and know that they're for you, and let them travel where they need to in your body, perhaps into that shoulder and arm that hurts. Let them travel into your heart, your achy heart. Let these beautiful, golden, colorful blessings, this rainbow immersed, you're being immersed in the blessings. And let them travel to where you feel you need them. Coming across your chest, your upper heart, into your heart, like a gentle flow of a stream that's healing you inside. Down into your abdomen, filling your solar plexus. We're not moving anything, we're not erasing anything. We're allowing this stream of blessings become the healing. And as it dissolves all that's in the path, it creates freedom in your body, and it creates freedom in your being. Allowing these blessings to move into the pelvic girdle, into your hips, moving down your legs. You can even put your hands on your thighs as if you're assisting the movement of these blessings. And it's a way of also self-soothing, so that this becomes a real experience for you. And down the knees, addressing any pains that exist, softening and moving down your legs, the back of your thighs that are almost always tight. And let those blessings hang out around your thighs for a moment. And move down into your ankles, where we hold a lot of trauma, actually, and especially into your feet. Our feet are what support us, and they carry a lot of the burden of the body. So we're sending the blessings down very gently, filling every cell throughout your body. And that creates communication amongst the cells. And in this communication, you will be in greater communication with yourself. And in turn, this communication will extend out to every single person in this group. And from there, we extend it out to the world. And we're bringing that energy down into the earth so that you feel really planted. Even if you're in a hard floor, imagine the place that you love to walk, whether it's the beach or the grass or an unpaved trail. Imagine your feet in that delightful, comfortable place where you can feel the earth and all the negativity, all the pain and sorrow all the self-doubt has been dissolving and moving through your body down into your feet so that the earth may receive it and free you and liberate you from suffering. And with this, I thank you each for being here. I thank you each for sharing how this enriches my life. And sharing that anything is possible. So do not give up. Do not give up on your path. Honor yourself. Honor your strength. And congratulate yourself for being here. And I thank you.
That's beautiful. Very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, lots of hearts flying. Sherry says, thank you for the beautiful session. Thank you. What a beautiful way to end this call. Thank you so much. This was so calming, Marion says. It was. Sarah says, beautiful. Very nice. Hearts are flying. Thank you. Margaret had lots of emotional release and a lovely calm now. Pam says, thank you. Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys, here's the link one more time. You can check out Jesse's offer. It's up all week, so you can check that out. And let's all share. You're already doing it, but let's show Jesse how much we love and appreciate her and are so grateful for her spending this time with us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jesse. It was a
My
wonderful.
pleasure.
I agree, Sandy. Very nice.
Wonderful group.
Jesse, yeah, thank you so much for all that you do, for all those that you helped. And I can't wait to hear how you all that take these sessions, what changes for you. So, oh, look at all those hearts. You guys are great.
Let's look forward to the changes.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you.
And
Thank
not hard. It doesn't have to be hard. It's
That's
simpler.
even better. That's even better. All right, my dear Jesse, thank you so much for being here. Really, really appreciate you and everything you brought for us today. Thank you.
Thank you. Much love to all of you.
All
Thank you.
right. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
The information, products, and claims presented in this video and on any related websites or materials have not been evaluated by any official regulatory body. They are intended for informational and educational purposes only and are not meant to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making any changes to your health or wellness routine.